The learning target for this classroom activity is, I can understand how to make purchases while staying within a budget. Today we will get ready for the Youth Center Budgeting Performance Task. This task is about buying video games for a youth center. First, who can tell me what a youth center is? A youth center is a place that has activities for younger people like yourselves. What kinds of activities do you do at a youth center? Recreational activities at a youth center include playing board games or video games, doing homework, and reading. For this performance task, a particular youth center has decided to buy video games for the youth to play with. You will help decide what to buy for the youth center. Let's go over what types of things you may need to buy. What kind of merchandise or products do we need in order to play video games? These are pictures of video game systems or consoles. They are the machines on which we run video games. These are pictures of video game controllers. You use the controller to control the character or object in a video game. How many controllers do you think the youth center needs? What will determine how many you need? There are some things to consider in order to decide how many controllers you will need. 1. The number of kids that come to the center. 2. The number of video game systems or consoles that are purchased. 3. The number of players per console. A lot of video games can be played with 4 people, so 4 controllers, 1 for each person, would likely be needed per console. A pre-owned video game means that someone bought the video game new, perhaps played it for some time, and then returned it back to the store. The store then sells that used copy of the video game. So pre-owned simply means used. What may be a good reason to consider buying a pre-owned copy of a video game rather than a new copy? The pre-owned copy is almost always less expensive than a new copy. Some stores and websites allow people to sell pre-owned merchandise in bundles. This means that you buy certain combined merchandise for a set price. For instance, you may buy a pre-owned bundle of merchandise that includes a game system, 2 controllers, and a video game for $100. For the performance task, you will decide what video game merchandise to buy for the youth center while staying within a budget. Who can tell me what it means to purchase merchandise while staying under a budget? Staying within a budget means that you will buy things without going over a certain dollar amount. We will create an example budget for buying groceries. Take a moment and figure out what types of foods you should buy for 2 people for about a week. Let's say we decided that our budget for groceries for the week is $60. Can someone give an example of how much money we can spend if our budget is $60? You can spend any amount of money under the budget of $60, and that any amount less than $60 would result in money remaining in the budget. Could we spend $50 on groceries? How about 35? 60? 75? 61? On the next 3 slides, you will see some examples of budgets. Please state whether the budget would work for the $60 per week amount. Yes. No. Yes. Why do you think people use budgets? People may use a budget to make sure they do not spend too much money on certain things. Today we completed an activity about buying video games within a budget. These ideas may help you when you complete your performance task. You are ready to complete the Youth Center budgeting performance task.